Well, YouTube, it's been over a year since I posted my first video, and since then, we've gotten to know each other pretty well. Well, actually, you've gotten to know me pretty well. I have no idea who you are. But I think it's come to a time in this relationship where you need to get to know me a little bit better. Did that make you uncomfortable? Good, me too. Recently, a fellow writer asked me if I would like to share some of my manuscript. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, since it's time for you to get to know me a little bit better. That's not to say I haven't been honest with you for the past year and a half. I have. Sometimes. Anyway, back to being honest. Sharing my manuscript with outsiders for me is kind of the equivalent of being naked and on TV at the same time. I apologize for the mental pictures this video might leave you with. I don't know why sharing my manuscript with people who I actually know makes me any more uncomfortable than sharing it with agents. I think it's because I've read that agents receive 20 to 30 query letters a day. Out of all of those query letters, my manuscript could not possibly be the worst. If it is, at least it stands out. But I think the reason is more because agents are looking for something that sells. When you're looking for something marketable, the uniqueness of the story or the skill of the writer don't come into question too much. You're not really asking for a personal opinion. You're just asking, will this sell a bajillion copies or not? I don't have to take the rejections too personally. But when you're asking for a review, you really are asking for a personal opinion. Is it a creative new idea for a story, or are you just riding on the bandwagon of what was popular last year? Are you actually a good writer, or are you destined to pump out Harlequin romance novels but only for the checkout lane at Target for the rest of your existence? But the whole point of writing these stories is so that other people can like and dislike them. If I want my manuscript to be considered perfect, I'd have to leave it in my own brain and just revel in the genius of my own imagination. I'm not exactly going to go anywhere with that. Great minds will do nothing as long as they're sedentary. So, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I have a blog. I just don't usually mention it on YouTube because it makes my vlog jealous. Anyway, I have a blog on which I am going to post a portion of my manuscript. I will leave a link to said blog in the boxy box. I'll probably have the sample up in a few days because I haven't actually decided which portion I want to share yet, which brings me to another dilemma. I have no idea which portion to post. I could post something out of the middle. It would leave you completely clueless as to the story and might give away secrets to the rest of the book. Or I could post the first chapter, which is a lot of character development, setting the stage for what's going to happen. I know some authors like to jump in at a really action-packed point in the book and then do this little time warp to bring you back to what happened a month ago leading up to this big event. But to me, that seems kind of like you're begging the reader to keep going. I like to set the stage first. Now, the novel is written entirely from the perspective of a teenage girl. I don't know why I decided to write it from a teenage girl's point of view. I guess maybe I thought I'd have some idea of what was going on in her head. And two of the other main characters are incidentally attractive men. And I don't know if you guys know this, but recently there was a very popular quartet told from the perspective of a teenage girl, and it had two very attractive men fighting for her affections. You may have heard of it. And I'm just worried that people are going to get the wrong idea of what my novel is about. Because even though I know I would make a lot of money if this were my fan base, start making out already! It's really just not the audience I'm targeting. Anyway, I'll figure something out. And now, let's hear from my fan! Silly me, can't hear from my fan this week because on my last video the only people who commented were direct relations. It's gonna take some time to live that one down. Instead, I'm going to bring to attention a comment I got on my Facebook page. This comment is from none other than Megan Bostic, otherwise known as It's Nobos. Intobos? Link in the boxy box. And Megan Bostic was one of my first YouTube channel crushes, so getting this comment from her was kind of exciting for me. Hi Megan. Anyway, Ms. Bostic says, Kat, my husband and I are watching your videos right now and laughing our asses off. You're going to get special mention in my next one. Smiley face. Hi, Megan's husband. I had to clean up Megan's language a little bit in order to make this video appropriate for Nima. So anyway, that made me a little bit happy on the inside. Thought I'd share that with you. Spread the joy. I hope this video made you laugh your ass off. Yours truly, Kat. I borrowed this from a friend, by the way.